I'm Chris Cole with the MySpace Developer Platform. I'm a software architect that works on the Open Social project and the underlying technologies on that.
Could you give me a little bit more information about it?
So Open Social is an open standard for writing apps and accessing social data from the various social networks. And we have implemented a platform for third parties to come in and build apps and leverage the information in MySpace to create new compelling content that we haven't created on our own.
Could you tell me a little bit more about the technical decision that you made to build this platform? Why did you build this platform? Leveraging open source guys, are there any benefits to that?
Well, for us, it was really a question of the competitors had some great platforms, and we saw a lot of the great apps that were being written and how much excitement there was about it. But we knew that we couldn't come up with our own proprietary solution and get the kind of traction we needed. So in various conversations, we decided that the way to go was to come on board with the Open Social platform and start leveraging what is going to be done with the help of Google and High5 and some of the other participants in Open Social. And I think that's really been a great decision for us because we've gotten so much buy-in from the community and people are really excited about the idea of being able to build compelling content and then distribute it across multiple networks.
So have you encountered any difficulty implementing Open Social, or have there been any war stories about implementation?
It's always a challenge. I think the first challenge at MySpace that we always encounter is how to scale things, and Open Social was certainly no exception to that. So as soon as we turned on, within a couple days, we had servers tipping over and running the firefights to try and keep the proxy servers up. And it's always a question of what's going to be the feature that's actually used, and you never know that out of the gate. You only know that after people start using your platform.
Do you have any tips or tricks that you'd like to share with other developers looking to use Open Social or leverage Open Social?
I would say make use of the apps that are out there to understand what they're doing, and just like back when we all were learning HTML, you view source on them, you see how they function under the hood. I would say if you are writing big apps, your cache layer needs to be extremely important. You need to local cache things, be that in app data or cookies, and push information out to the nodes so that there's not the network latency that happens when you're pinging back and forth between your app and the client experience and the server.
So what's your favorite Open Social 9.9 feature?
I'd say my favorite has to be OSML, and a lot of that's because I'm writing it. It's a fantastic tag language, and it really speeds development up. In some of the demos I prepared, I take an app that's 3,000 lines of code and turn it into 250 lines of code. So it's pretty incredible some of the cost savings in terms of development and complexity you can have when you start moving to OSML.
So what's the favorite app that's on your site?
Well, I have to admit, I probably play Dragon Wars more than anything else. But I bounce around, I've worked on a tic-tac-toe app for a book that we have coming out, and I don't know, there's all kinds of them, but those are probably the top two for me.
Would you say that providing an application platform has helped in MySpace?
I think providing our application platforms helped us tremendously. It's really driven some deep user engagement, and now we have yet another great feature for people to come on the site and spend half hour, an hour, 2 hours engaged with our content and working with their friends. And that's something that you don't get when you're just a social network and people are simply doing messaging and checking to update their status.
So I guess this is kind of related to Open Social, but what are your thoughts on the open web? Like, if there was a new feature that came out today, what would you want it to be?
I'd say the big features that we end up needing are security related. it's kind of interesting. The open web and the whole open source movement in general is about bringing things open and allowing more. But the problem that we encounter is how to rein in problems and keep the spam and keep the attacks under control. So there's a big need for a little bit more sandboxing and maybe some metadata controls, and to couple that with, say, cross-site XHR requests are just a huge need in development, but it has to be done in a way that balances security, and tighter sandboxing in the JavaScript model so that we can disallow a lot of things is really important to us.
Is there anything that you need from Ajax or
I think the cross-domain stuff is going to be really important. One of the early failure points in our platform was the proxy servers. They just were hit so hard, they were tipping over, and a farm of 20 or 30 servers, and you start dropping 10% of them, and then it's like dominoes. So having cross-domain Ajax, it would alleviate a lot of that.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, just go out, have fun, build lots of apps, and drive some great content for our site.
Great. Thank you for joining us at Google I/O.
Thank you.